Hi, Statesman Nation. Welcome to another edition of Inside the Playbook, and this is, as you can tell, this is our holiday special here. We're going to talk a whole lot about Christmas, but we're going to sprinkle in a little Hanukkah as well, and just talk about holidays in general during this awesome December month and everything. We are joined by a really big crew here today. As normal, Justin Burtis and Jared Goodman, but also we have Morgan Goslin, Madison Lance, and Aaron Heenaw. So I'm stoked. I don't know if you guys, but I'm really excited. Like, this was my idea. I was like, hey, let's have a holiday special and have some fun before everybody leaves for break. So we'll get into talking about sports later on in the show. But first off, we're going to just talk about holidays in general. So let's talk about Hanukkah first, because you've got the background. We don't have it. We had some other individuals that were going to be on the show, couldn't make it, but tell us about the background in the Goodman household. I assume it's on the Goodman side, obviously.
Yes.
It's the Hanukkah side.
So yeah, I kind of grew up in a unique sort of environment where we celebrated both Christmas and Hanukkah. My mom, her family celebrating Christmas and her being Christian, and then my father being Jewish and celebrating Hanukkah growing up. I got to get that. We got to celebrate both. When you're a kid, you think, oh, sweet, I get double the presents, Hanukkah and Christmas. Right. But really, like, as I've grown older and really just taken time to reflect on, the way I was brought up, it's really just a blessing to get to be growing up in two different cultures and two different ideologies when celebrating a holiday. And yeah, we can get into, what we do. So for Hanukkah, we usually go, my family all gets together. It's usually at my uncle's house down in San Diego or my grandma's house up in Los Angeles. It's been in Los Angeles more the past couple years because it's harder for my grandma and stuff to get down to San Diego. So we go up there. We have a big meal, and then we open presents. We have a tradition where it's been my uncle the last couple of years. We go around all the presents and he passes them all out, and then on the count of three, everybody opens them all at the same time. And that was actually started by my grandfather. So Hanukkah is usually before Christmas.
Right.
Not always, but most of the time. And then on Christmas, once again, like, my dad comes over still, and we all celebrate together. We usually have a big brunch or dinner. Usually ham is involved.
Right.
We open presents that morning, hang out, watch basketball. We're big. Watch the Lakers every year.
Oh, of course.
Watch basketball all day. At least I do. You can see me in front of the TV all day watching basketball and just hanging out. That's pretty much it. How
cool.
I was growing up.
I mean, it's all I know of Hanukkah is the movie Eight Crazy Nights. So I can't say that that's a typical Hanukkah or whatever. But growing up, I would think that kids would be really excited that you have not just one Christmas day, but you have these eight. Again, not crazy nights, but you have 8 days of holidays and stuff like that. But it sounds like you guys just kind of get together.
Yeah, we get together once because everybody's kind of everywhere. So but like the true tradition is, you celebrate every night. You light another candle, which we do that as well.
This guy, the menorah right here.
At our celebration, we just light them all at once, and it's usually the grandkids. So me, my cousins, my brother, and my sister, we're the ones that usually did it growing up, and everybody sings the songs, and we lit all the candles, and then we would get into eating and stuff like that, and. So that's
awesome.
what we do.
Cool. Well, thank you, Jared, for talking about a different holiday. We're hoping that we're a very diverse campus, and I know we've got a lot of students that probably celebrate different holidays, but unfortunately they didn't want to get on camera. So, but someone else that did want to get on camera while we were talking with Jared, Glenn Simling, also joined us. Hopefully you can see him on the camera. Actually, I'm going to have Justin check that for just a second, if you don't mind. We'll just keep talking in general. So Hanukkah, one of the great holidays. Guys, help me out with other holidays during
Kwanzaa,
thank you. I was hoping we could get somebody to talk about Kwanzaa. It didn't happen. I'm a little impartial to Festivus. Please say somebody knows what Festivus was.
No
I sent
idea.
that out in the email, and I really thought, everybody's going to laugh, and they're going to be...
From Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Festivus for the
Glenn's
rest
old, I kind of.
I was to say you're showing your age.
Festivus for the rest of us. Yes, that's exactly what it is. So Festivus, just going to give a quick synopsis of this. Festivus, all about Seinfeld, but it started with George Costanza's dad, and he just didn't like the commercialization, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. Commercialization of Christmas and all the presents and blah blah blah, and didn't like glitter. Glitter was distracting. No, tinsel.
Yeah.
Tinsel was distracting, he said. So, anywho, instead of a Christmas tree, he had an aluminum pole. Just a pole, and it was just right there in the middle of the room or whatever. There were also feats of strength. They had to wrestle until George pinned his father. Festivus continued, so I guess it could have gone on all day. I don't know, or weeks, I'm not sure. And then they had, what I crack up every time I see it, but he talks about the airing of grievances as well. And he sits down and he goes, I got a lot of problems with you people. And then they just go on and on. But anyhow.
That was good.
If you're not a Seinfeld fan, I'm a huge Seinfeld fan, so I'm hoping that anybody watches this will be like, I need to watch the Festivus show now. But anyhow. So Kwanzaa, obviously Christmas, and that's what we're going to talk about most. So, Glenn, we're going to start with you since you just showed up and you get to be the first one to talk about some traditions that you had in your family growing up that you do now, whatever it might be.
Well, I was going to come back and tell a story which I think ties in pretty well with Festivus and commercialization.
Okay.
Is as I was marrying my wife, we lived in Tucson. So beautiful southern Arizona, hot summer cactuses year round and things. Well, my father-in-law worked in retail, so the commercialization, and a big chain retailer. So for him, the whole month of December was just chaos with shopping and customers and everything else. But he found time every day to go out and buy presents, multiple presents for everybody in the family, for us to open on Christmas Eve. But he had to work until late on Christmas Eve for all the last minute shoppers. So this one year in particular, it's snowing in Tucson on Christmas Eve. So
I didn't know that was possible.
Oh yeah,
okay.
oh yeah.
It snows in Tucson, right?
Oh yeah, we get snow out once every 2 or 3 years.
Okay, all right.
So the whole town goes crazy.
Yeah.
You couldn't buy a gallon of milk, a loaf of bread, a dozen eggs, because everybody raided the store in the morning.
Yeah.
Yet there's half the people still shopping at his store.
Right.
So on the way home, after they close on Christmas Eve, he's giving one of his co-workers a ride who was afraid to drive in the snow. And my father-in-law had a big old Cadillac, and this had to be probably 15 years ago. So like a big old Cadillac that we think of from the 90s before they started becoming economical. Mm-hmm. And the whole trunk was stuffed with presents that they had wrapped at the store that day for the family, and the back seat even. So he pulls up in front of this guy's apartment to let him out, and Brian walks him to the door, goes in for just a minute, he says. When he comes out, his car's gone.
Oh my.
So he's looking, where'd my car go? And finally, after about a minute, realizes somebody stole his car because he left it running at the curb full of Christmas presents. So what do? You go in, you call the police, Christmas Eve, and there's cops everywhere out over town because everybody's having problems in the snow.
Yeah.
Finally, about a half an hour later, he called me because I had a four-wheel drive SUV to come pick him up. The police arrived about the same time, explained what's going on. They said, you ever heard about somebody crashing a Cadillac into a front yard about 2 blocks away? So evidently, they saw the sneaker prints of these two people running from the car, where they'd gone down the street, where the road turned at a stop sign. They overshot it, hit the brakes, skidded across the street, up over the curb, sidewalk, into the front yard, didn't hit a tree, didn't hit a cactus, and then got out of the car and ran and left all the presents. So we just pushed the car back out, and then we had our big Christmas with all the retail stores that he patronized.
There you go.
Kind of our funny Christmas story.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know if you can beat this, but you said you had a really good story that you wanted to hear off camera. This is a really good story.
So, we were, I don't know, elementary age. I mean, younger, probably 7, 8 years old. My brother was a couple years older than me, and my sister a couple years older than him. But we had a really rough Christmas. We grew up on a farm, and that would always be when we were lambing. We had sheep, we had hogs, And so we'd have to go out and check them. It was like bitter cold. We go out, check. We had a bunch of baby lambs die, which, I mean, it happens. I mean, sadly, but it's never a good thing. So it's like, well, that happened. It was freezing. And we come in, we always had lasagna on Christmas, so we had that ready. Everything was ready to go.
Jared didn't like that at all.
No, I like that.
Oh,
I love lasagna.
I thought you were like, what's that?
Everybody loves
Daniel, lasagna, right? Okay.
And we had the house all decorated, and my brother comes in, and he was like, I don't know, somebody had said something, like we were cold, but then we came in, he was like, it's kind of, somebody said it was kind of hot or whatever. He's like, I'll turn on the fan. And everybody was like, no, because there was like decorations around the fan and like ornaments and stuff. And it was just like, it was like World War II. I mean, they were bursting. We dove under the table. We were like, nah. But then we had a good laugh after that. So it was funny.
Oh, sweet. Anybody else have any great holiday stories? I don't have anything. I mean, that's why I brought you guys on, because I was hoping somebody would. All right, what's a normal Christmas look for the Lance family?
Lance family, so we'll wake up. My sister and I are older now. We used to wake up super early, be super excited. And my parents still to this day make us sit at the top of the stairs. And we have to wait for them to say it's okay to come down because Santa would bring presents.
Right.
So we wait up there, they'll make coffee, get breakfast started, and then we'll go downstairs, everybody will open presents. And then we always watch A Christmas Story.
Sure.
My dad will make monkey bread. And then we'll either go to my grandma's house or we'll have people over.
Sure.
Open presents there. That's just a normal day.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, the Gosselin household. I know you said you've been gone for the last few years at Christmas time. You're gone again this year, going to the Caribbean. So you're all over the place, I'm sure. But any great past stories or any, or what's normal outside of these last few years?
So growing up, it was my sister and I and my parents. And then similar to like Maddie, me and my sister would sleep together Christmas Eve, because we have a weird tradition in our house, and it's called the pickle gift.
Oh. Okay.
And there's a pickle ornament, and it's like been passed down from generations, and my parents the night Christmas Eve hide the pickle in the tree, and then the first person who like finds the pickle in the morning gets an extra gift.
Right.
Anyway, so we would sleep together so no one could cheat.
Okay.
We'd watch A Christmas Story, and then wake up super early, go wake up my parents, and then as soon as everyone was up, we'd look for the pickle. And I won like 8 years in a row. It's still like the ongoing joke that my sister's really bad at finding a pickle.
Because you hit it probably, so of course you know where it's at.
Hey.
Yeah. Do what you gotta
Who
do.
knows if I had to use the restroom?
Yeah, right. In the middle of the night.
But and then the last few years, my sister and I have been in different parts of the world, and so we've been traveling for Christmas. My freshman year of college, we went to Disneyland and visited grandparents, and then went to Hawaii a few years, and this year we're going to the Caribbean. So we've just kind of made it like a destination Christmas instead of doing like a lot of gifts. If we need something like a pair of socks, like my mom will send it via Amazon. But so instead of doing like instead of being like doing a lot of Christmas gifts or we just try to get the family all in one area at one time. So
and that's all that matters, right?
Yes.
It's not the gifts.
Yes.
Even though I got a feeling she's going to disagree with it a little bit when we talk about something down the road. But, all right, the Burtis family. What are the Burtises doing in Southern California? As in, like, most of you guys are from California, so...
Enjoying warm weather.
Yeah.
Tradition. No, there's not a lot. Being an only kid, it's a little different because it's me, which means, I get all the gifts, but...
and you find the pickle right away because nobody else is finding it.
We did.
Okay.
But... really, I guess the only tradition would be, kind of the same as Maddie said, you wait till they're up and, it's all right, and then we all kind of go up together. It was better when I had my dog growing up because he actually, he doesn't know it's Christmas, but he got the season, and he loved Christmas, and we made a stocking for him because he'd literally stand in front of you and sniff every gift you opened, and so we actually would wrap treats or... dog toys for him because he needed something to open, and it was fantastic. Otherwise, cinnamon rolls in the morning, and it's really about it because I don't have a big family, and so we didn't travel anywhere or have anyone.
Well, and half your family is here, so I know you guys didn't come out to Iowa during the cold months.
Yes.
Yes, you're right. All right. As far as me, we really don't have any crazy traditions. It was, going to grandparents' houses or going, Christmas morning, wake up and you had to. Actually, growing up on a farm like Aaron, I had to wait until my dad got done milking. When I was milking the cows, so it might have been 9, 10 o'clock before we actually got to open our gifts. If I was at my dad's that year or whatever. So that was trying at times. So to be patient, but otherwise, if you could spend time with family or maybe grandparents come over and see what gifts you got, but nothing too crazy. And now with kids, as you can attest, both of you guys, it's totally different because it has nothing to do with you anymore. Now it's all about like watching them experience Christmas and opening their gifts and probably being sorely disappointed, as my kids tend to be sometimes, like, oh, I wanted that. I'm like, well, that's what you said you wanted. So yeah, well, Santa struck out this time. Whatever.
Well, probably the funniest family Christmas story to tell is my kids were little. I think Nicole, our oldest, was 3. And Christmas morning, she comes out of her room, down the hall, into the family room, sees the tree. I'm in the kitchen with my wife. She turns to come towards us with her pajamas on, with feet in them, puts one foot, because she's running so fast, on the linoleum in the kitchen, slides, goes face first right into the corner of a wall, and just doesn't split her head open, but the biggest egg you would want to see. So what do we do? Knowing first aid and things, ice on it. So one little kid who doesn't want to open presents to have an ice pack on their head. So Christmas Day, all the pictures, they'll turn your head to the side so nobody can see the black eye.
Nothing happened here.
Oh yeah, nothing. No accidents, nothing to be concerned about.
See here. Move along.
Yeah. No. The kids enjoying. You have 2 very young kids. I mean, AJ's what, 4?
Yeah, and Ellie's 10 months.
Yeah, 10 months. So I mean, there's Santa's
Santa's coming.
Awesome.
He better be. So I think things definitely change. I mean, now I probably get like no gifts for Christmas,
right.
which is fine because usually, I mean, I'm the age. It's like if I want something, I'll just go get it.
Go buy it. Yeah, right.
The kids, they definitely. We usually try to get one big gift for our kids, like, because we're like, we don't need a whole bunch of crap in our house,
Exactly.
I mean, it's like you buy it and then you sell it in a garage sale and it just takes up space. And so we usually try to get one big gift that they really want, some toy, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But yeah. So.
Yeah, no, for sure. She's not going to watch this, so I think I'm safe to say we got maybe a year left of telling about a certain someone. So after that, she gets to become part of the crowd.
There you go.
What are you talking about, Wade?
I know. I didn't say anything. Nothing. I read something really good yesterday that was about that, like that now that now you can be part of telling and keeping the secret and all of that. So it's going to be a bummer when that happens.
Yeah, what secret?
Yeah,
exactly. I don't even know what we're talking about. I'm just talking on air. All right. Okay. I've got just a whole bunch of categories here, so I'm just going to kind of spitball and just throw something out. All right. We talked about it before we got on camera, but decorating or celebrating. When is it too early?
Thanksgiving. You cannot start by Thanksgiving. Like
all year round.
No, it's like I gave the analogy of if you're putting out turkey decorations and it's October 30th or 31st, like no, like people would look at you like you're crazy.
Yeah.
But then some people are like, oh, let's start decorating now. No, it's not Thanksgiving even yet. Just wait.
Yeah.
You have a whole month.
You
December
can't
1st.
Holidays.
No,
Be
yeah.
Halloween, then you do Thanksgiving, then you do Christmas.
Give everybody its own time. Give if it's 30 days. 30 days is still enough.
Right.
I mean, I love, hence why we're doing this holiday special. Love Christmas, but like you got to get through Thanksgiving. We put our lights up because we knew we were going to be gone during Thanksgiving week, and that's when we would have done it was the Friday after. But all right, we'll put our lights up. We're not lighting them. but Jody did manage to get one night. She goes, please, just let me put the lights on one night. Fine, we put them on one night, and then once we left, then they had them going. But anyhow, yeah, I can't get behind doing that for that long. That's overkill. But then again, I'm the person that also listens to Bing Crosby when it's July 4th. Like I'm rocking Christmas music all the time. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. Maybe I'm being nice to you since
you have been. Morgan, what do you have to say about this?
Christmas should be all year round. 11 months out of the year, Christmas is great.
And the other month would be your birthday then, I take it.
Oh, well, my birthday's December.
Oh, okay, well there you go. So what's the other month though? I mean, I feel like
we can do
Halloween.
Halloween. Yeah.
So you're willing to pay the electric bill to have lights?
Yeah, that's the worst
No,
part.
you're paying the
That's the
electric bill.
whole part of it.
See,
You can pay it.
That's my thing, because my birthday is November 4th.
Yeah.
So once you cannot play Christmas music till after my birthday.
Okay.
That's a personal selfish thing, but I think that's way too early. Then after November 4th, fine, whatever. And then, but I also like the kind of tradition of putting up lights after Thanksgiving. I just
Yeah,
like.
I think
and it's
so.
like-
I think the day after.
the day after.
That's where we go.
Instead of
but
Black Friday
we
shopping,
gotta-
we just bust
Oh, yeah.
out everything, and it just becomes instantly festive. Festive, whatever.
We're gonna have a feat of strength
Sure.
later.
Sure, it becomes amazing and holiday decorated. And I
Yeah,
love it.
no, definitely. So we're all over the place on that one. I shouldn't say all over the place, but
Come to a general
It's just
consensus.
Morgan.
for the most part,
We're mostly
for the
on
most
one
part,
side
give
except
it
one
its time,
outlier.
and yeah, give Thanksgiving its time, give it Easter its time, and the 4th, and whatever it might be. All right. We got a whole bunch of people from the West Coast that have enjoyed a lot of sunny Christmases.
Yeah.
It's not sunny. Warm, toasty, no white stuff on the ground at all. But you've been kind of all over the map
Oh, yeah.
on that one a little bit. Definitely enjoyed both ways. We're both from Iowa, so
Yeah.
that's all we know. Do you have to have, so this is, we're going to get all over the place on this. Do you have to have snow to make it feel like Christmas?
Yes.
I feel like yes. I've
Traditionally
done.
Christmas, yeah.
Yeah, and same for to make it true, like feel 100% like Christmas. It's like and it seems like when I was younger, it always seemed like it was snowing.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's global warming or what, but
Climate change.
like
Be PC on this.
it seems like almost every other Christmas now, or sometimes we have snow, sometimes we don't. But it's like when you look outside Christmas morning and it's like raining and it's like muddy, you're like,
Oh, I know. It's horrible. Those are when I just wake up in a horrible mood when I'm like, man, this is not Christmas. And so, again, for the Californians here, like people, they bring in, you guys make fake snow. So don't tell me that Californians are like, oh yeah, it's cool not having snow. And why do you flock trees?
I'm gonna
Why do you
attest
have
to
a
that.
white tree
I'm
where
gonna
instead of
attest
just a
to
green
that.
one?
If you go about an hour,
And I'm not saying you can't
if you go to
yeah,
about an
obviously
hour
you get snow
inland, you've
in.
got the mountains.
Yes. You
Yeah,
can,
Where there is
but-
snow.
okay, so we're talking
So if you want a
coastal.
white Christmas, you can go.
Right.
You can, but like waking up, I've never woken up to snow. And people
Okay.
say white Christmas, that makes it so. But when it's 75 outside, you don't really feel very festive.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Can you feel like Christmas when you
It
don't
can feel
have
like
snow?
Christmas, but it definitely would help.
I'm just thinking, and this goes into a thing down the road, but Hallmark movies, I don't think I've ever seen a Hallmark movie that doesn't have snow in it.
Yeah.
No.
Just saying.
Well, I remember,
That's
from,
Christmas.
from Pennsylvania growing up and then New Hampshire for college, we're talking feet upon feet of snow. And then I go to Arizona for grad school. And the first year it's 110 when I get there, and it's 85 at Christmas. I mean, we golfed Christmas Eve in shirt sleeves and shorts.
Right.
So that was huge culture shock, But then we get occasional snows, like I was saying earlier.
Yeah.
But it's a white Christmas, man.
Right. And I'm not saying it's not cool
Yeah.
to do that. I've been in Hawaii on Christmas morning and we went to the, doesn't even matter where we went, but wherever we were, but it was sunny and warm and blah, 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 and we're literally, and this is probably my best Christmas story I can think of, we're at the top of this little hill, and there was this Japanese tour bus that was also there, and they were singing whatever Christmas song, I can't remember what it was, but they were singing.
Kalikimaka?
No, they were not. That would have been
Hawaiian.
but they were singing whatever song it was, but they were singing in Japanese. But because they were holding the tune and everything, we're like, oh, you know that song. So that was really cool. And yes, it can feel like Christmas, but it's just, all I'm saying is different. But Christmas is Christmas, so. Maybe this comes to the next point. Holidays in one word. what a holiday is, Christmas, whatever you want to. What does the season mean to you in one word? Or how can you describe it in one
I
word?
was gonna say
Family.
family.
I think that's a
Christ.
there you go.
Reason for the
All right,
season.
I would
Okay.
second that.
Thank
I would
you.
second
All
that.
right, go with that. Yeah, I mean,
Hence,
both of those.
right.
Yes, exactly. Right. Not the ho ho ho, but this was too cute to not bring from home. So, but yeah, no, I mean, it's all about family. It doesn't matter where you're at. So it doesn't matter if it's snowing. It doesn't matter if it's 90 degrees and you're golfing. It doesn't matter if you're top of a
Volcano, Hawaii, yeah.
volcano, whatever, and with a whole bunch of Japanese tourists, and yeah, we were singing right with them. So, two different languages, obviously. So, okay, Mo, you're traveling, and again, a bunch of us have probably traveled, some during the holidays. If there was one place you'd want to travel for the holidays, where would you want to go?
Last year.
This
Oh,
is
go,
tough.
Morgan.
This is
Oh,
tough.
you good? Okay.
So we have been traveling a lot, and it's but one of my best Christmas memories is being in North Idaho, and there's a lot of snow where my family lives, out on like a ranch. A lot of animals like deer, elk, bears, wolves, and some of the best memories is being on that farm and like on Christmas Day going out and taking quads or 4-wheelers and like getting drunk. So anywhere that's snow.
Getting drunk. Because I remember getting drunk, and I was like,
Clear as a
and
bell.
that's fine, but
Getting
That's
pulled
not-
behind,
Drag.
you're like, yeah.
being dragged behind 4-wheelers,
Yeah.
like on.
Man, maybe I should
That's
give,
how you want to roll
I should
on
give up the
Christmas.
snow and go to California because they know how to party apparently.
Yeah.
Oregon actually.
Oh, okay, Oregon.
Yeah, only 3 of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, somewhere there's snow. Somewhere
Yeah, okay.
there's snow and you can sled.
I'm disappointed when you said Idaho. You didn't say Idaho. Ho, ho, ho.
I got it. We're here. Okay, well, I think everybody, snow would be great. So if you want to say Aspen or northern Idaho or wherever, what if it was a tropical place? Can't say California. You guys are from there.
It's not tropical.
Okay.
That's dry heat.
Okay, so if there was a tropical place or just somewhere that didn't have snow, and where do you want to be? I'll pop this one off. I want to be in Bethlehem.
Ooh.
Boom!
Wow.
I dropped that. Dropped a little.
Wow. Way to go.
Little trace in that one. That'd be wild.
But it's
I
not
would think.
tropical though. You just
No.
can't.
Yeah,
I said not tropical.
Oh,
not tropical.
Okay,
It just
okay.
without
But this
snow.
had to be tropical. Okay.
I would. Man, that'd be pretty
Yeah.
wild to say you were there
Mhm.
or whatever. I don't know. Bora Bora,
Fiji.
Fiji.
But those are
The
tropical.
I
Caribbean.
know, and it could be tropical.
Caribbean.
I'm just saying again.
Yeah.
No
See,
snow.
Why?
Place.
Because last year I was in Lisbon, which was actually pretty cool, but I would love to go to Germany with the Christmas markets
Okay.
and all
Oh,
of
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Traditional Lutheran German service, all that would be fantastic.
Yeah. Well, and you went to St. Petersburg last year, not during Christmas time or whatever,
That
but
would
I would
be-
think that would be a really cool place to be for Christmas time. I don't know why
I mean,
I'm thinking that, but
Yes. Outside of Russia, probably won't
well,
let you in.
right,
it would be
outside of
great.
Russia
It would
not
be
wanting you
great.
there. Yeah, for sure.
But when you had the opportunity to travel, it wasn't Christmas, but right after Christmas to England, and they had the worst blizzard in like 30 years, and so we kind of got stranded in this small town in Wales.
Okay.
So that was really neat to be out of the States in
Yeah.
a foreign country, even though they did speak English, and to see how they
Welsh
were.
is kind of English. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little cockney.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Well, that's me.
Go ahead. Well, I'm sorry. Well, you're not really talking. Like you're
Well,
just
we
sitting
know
there
California.
soaking.
Well, I'm not gonna interrupt.
No, interrupt. Talk.
So there's actually a couple places where I think it'd be really cool to spend a Christmas. One would be on the North Shore of Kauai in Hawaii,
yeah, for sure.
and then or Vail, Colorado.
Yeah.
Resort skiing, snowboarding, all that stuff, or courtside at a Lakers game.
Okay. There it is.
So
Yeah, watching on TV, I got a feeling it'd be a little bit cool actually being right there.
yeah,
Yeah. LeBron might give you the shoes.
maybe
Yeah, maybe.
it'd be a great Christmas gift.
All right. We talked about some memories. Do you guys have any additional did anything spur your your thought process.
Actually, you know how some people have ham on Christmas, some people do lasagna.
Right.
We do this weird thing in my family that Christmas Eve we have chili dogs.
Chili
and
dogs, okay.
Christmas Day we do baked nachos. So that way it's like quick and easy, and
Yeah,
we
sure.
can just spend time together instead of like where Thanksgiving was a few weeks before and
Yeah.
we cooked all day. We didn't want to cook all day, so
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, Jody's family always does like hors d'oeuvres on Christmas Day. I'm getting this right, they might watch it later and be like, that's totally wrong. Or Christmas Day, I think, is hors d'oeuvres, and then Christmas Eve was the bigger like prime rib dinner or whatever like that. So, you know, but I like the idea of hors d'oeuvres, something light and just you're just snacking all day and whatever. So that gets into another idea. Favorite food, or do you have something else?
No,
you
no,
want to add
favorite
to it?
food,
Okay.
favorite food.
Yeah, favorite food at holidays. Let's talk just overall food. Is it is it ham? Is it chili dogs? Whatever. I mean, what's your like go-to item for Christmas or
Christmas
holidays?
cookies.
Okay, well, we're gonna talk about them in a second. You can't make a meal out of Christmas cookies.
Hey, let people answer the question.
I know, it's
Ask the
No.
question.
That's still my favorite. That's still my favorite Christmas food.
Okay, so that's your meal. All right, Christmas cookies.
But
Any-
we all know.
Okay, and
Yeah.
meal. Like, is there? I mean, obviously, turkey is Thanksgiving. Ham is more of Christmas. Is there something that you guys like? This is I gotta have it. This is Christmas meal or get together. This is what we have to have. Go ahead.
So when we're celebrating Hanukkah at my grandmother's house, my uncle's house, it's a tradition to make these things called latkes. I don't know if you guys have heard of them. They're basically potato pancakes or like hash brown pancakes. So they're just like
lefkas.
latkes.
Latkes. they're thinking lefkas for some reason that
No.
they're called that. I don't know, but okay. I think we're talking about that.
They're just like little like hash brown circles that are fried, and when you're a kid you used to put them ketchup on them, but now it's some sour cream, and they're delicious, and you just
Okay.
eat them all day.
All of them.
Yeah, and they're really good. That and deviled eggs.
Deviled eggs. Sure. All right.
I don't know. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. So I was really picky growing up. So really,
If
it
you
was
don't
really
speak
bad. Like
hometown.
literally in the past 5 to 10 years is when I found that every Thanksgiving item is good. Before it was literally sweetbread rolls.
Okay.
And that's it. So I don't really have a meal per se, and because of that we kind of varied it up for you. There's not like a traditional thing we've done. However, it's my favorite go-to. It's kind of year-round, but even more so around the holidays. You got to go apple pie.
Apple pie. Sure. Yeah, apple pie's good anytime. I mean, that's 4th of July, obviously, straight up. But okay, Aaron.
I already said mine. We did lasagna.
Yeah.
So that.
Lasagna's good.
But I mean, if you say like favorite, that was my family's tradition growing up. My wife and I, we haven't had one. We've mixed it up, done this or that, but we always have this on Thanksgiving. It's my favorite part, and I brought it over to Christmas. Like we'll make like ham or a chicken or something. Crescent rolls. I'll have like 20 of those. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see what you did.
You got me. Okay. Ladies. And chili dogs, you already said it. Sorry. Lance.
We don't really have a food that we eat. We always tend to have Mexican food on Christmas Day.
Okay.
I'm with it.
Feliz Navidad.
So I don't like associate ham or anything with Christmas. We
Yeah.
always have a day where we bake Christmas cookies and everything. So Christmas cookies probably.
Okay. All right. So since two of you have already said the sweets, what's your
Well,
favorite?
I can come back to
Go ahead.
but my wife's family though, Christmas Eve, all the women would get together. My mother-in-law was brought up in an Italian family,
Okay.
so they would make homemade raviolis on Christmas Eve that we would eat for that dinner. So
That would be fantastic. Love
Got
food.
that.
I love food.
Yeah, food's good.
and you're skinny too.
Blessings.
Blessings.
Enjoy it while it lasts. Yeah.
Trying to.
All right. Favorite sweets then.
Butter
There's
cookies.
there's butter cookies. There's straight sugar cookies.
That's
you got
what it is. Tradition. We as a family would always make little goodie bags to give to our friends
Sure.
and people. And so our tradition is to make chocolate covered Oreos.
Okay.
So you just take an Oreo, we
And
have
just add
a
more
place
chocolate
we
though.
go that has really good melting chocolate.
Yeah.
Dip them. Oh my gosh.
Fondue-ish. Yeah.
Has anybody heard of friendship bread? And
Friendship bread.
you
Yeah.
bake
Is it
bread
really-
and then you keep a little bit of the batter and you give it to somebody.
Oh no.
And then you take a little bit of that batter and you give it to somebody after you like add to the recipe.
Huh?
Yeah, it's
Cool.
pretty cool. It's good stuff.
Yeah. Cool. Anybody else?
What I always had, and I got it like every year, and then as I got older, there was one year my mom forgot, and I got like some really good gifts, like expensive gifts, but I was like just distraught because I didn't get this one thing,
Right.
and it's the white chocolate covered Oreos,
Oh,
like
okay.
the actual Oreos, and it was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
in a fancy container. Like every year I'd be like, oh yeah, and just crush them.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but the one year I didn't get them, like I said, I probably got like an iPod or something, and I'm like, throw it. And I'm like, I don't want this stupid thing. I didn't get Oreos.
Give me my Oreos, Mom.
Ooh.
Come on now.
Chocolate and white chocolate covered pretzels.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah,
yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
With the sprinkles, the red and green sprinkles on them, like the little tiny sprinkles,
Okay.
the fine sprinkles.
So growing up, we got the big buckets of popcorn and pretzels and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
yes.
That was just a childhood memory.
Yeah. Yeah. The big tins, and they were actually probably better than, I don't know. You could get real sick of popcorn real quick with those things. Oh yeah. 4 different kinds and mix them together. Talking about sweets, but you can also get the salty of it. Have some kind of, if it's Chex Mix or whatever, or I don't know. My stepmom always had some kind of dill flavored. I remember having the
Oh, like oyster crackers.
oyster crackers. Yeah, and that might be an Iowa thing because
Yeah.
I'm looking at Glenn. He has no idea what I'm talking about. But yeah, stuff like that, or just a whole bunch of whatever. So you can go both ways on that, I guess. Anybody else? Sorry, other.
Oh, we always
Thanks.
make like peanut butter cookies and then put the Hershey Kiss in the middle.
Yes,
Those are
one of my
classic.
favorites. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
We always made like it'd be like deer meat chopped up, like if you've ever had that, like that with like sliced up cheese and stuff, because
Yeah.
it's like deer hunting season at the
Right.
same time. So
Oh yeah, simple.
But not reindeer.
Well, not reindeer.
not
Not
reindeer.
reindeer.
Yeah,
No.
not caribou.
Santa can't come.
We're not having Blitzen today. We're good.
Sorry, kids.
Woo. Okay. All right. Presents, because it's a huge part of it. Can't just celebrate. Got to open. We already talked about that. But is it better to give or to receive? I'm going to talk to the elder individuals here in the group
This is
first.
my honest answer now is giving it. Like once you have kids and stuff, like I mean you'll understand. I mean for you guys that don't,
Yeah.
like when AJ opens up a gift that he's just like thrilled about, like that's the best feeling in the world.
Yeah.
Like, and I'd say probably younger, it's like no, I was probably like I want the gifts. It's like yeah, mom, I got you this, whatever, But definitely giving once you have kids and stuff. I mean, and getting it for other people as well. Your wife, your family members and stuff is good, but for kids, seeing how excited they are, like they're just like wow.
If you
This is the
actually
coolest
get,
thing in
if
the
you
world.
actually get your
If you get
wife
it right.
something right, yeah, or the kids right.
I was gonna say
If
for
you get
me,
it right, it's amazing.
for me, it's enjoyable, but for Wade,
I mean, I'm
he
just
always
telling you,
messes
like I've struck out, and I'm just like, dang, and I thought that's exactly what you wanted, and I was feeling good about that. And man, no, but yeah, when the kids, they're just in love with their gift and they're jumping up and down, and big hugs and blah blah blah. And then it's I'm normally one that I've been saying for years, I'm like, get rid of the presents. Like I don't want it. I'm trying to I don't want the commercialization. Like I just love everything else about Christmas, but you take the presents out and it would be perfect. But you can't do that to a 9 and 6-year-old. I guess she'll be 10 on Christmas. 9 and 7-year-old. But like anymore, all about giving for me. Like I can buy whatever I want.
Yeah, yeah.
Then again, Jody every once in a while gives me something really cool, something, and I'm like, nice.
Is that your actual reaction?
Nice.
Nice. Basically.
Okay.
Well, Mullen Goody can tell you I've got a pretty wicked sense of humor with things, and so we always do something to torment our kids with a scavenger hunt or something with their presents. So they open a few, and we love to see them. Oh, this is nice, and that's we enjoy that with smaller things. But like they all know there's that big gift coming, and so we do something to make a scavenger hunt or something out of it. And one year, I think my daughter must have been probably 12. She knew she was getting a cell phone, and she opened all of her presents and no cell phone. And the last box, we had to go on a scavenger hunt. And it was all over the house, upstairs, downstairs, every place you could imagine, the garage, the backyard. And finally, we had one of our phones call another present that was her cell phone that was hidden. And she comes back into the family room and this starts ringing. She, oh my God, this is all, and she's, tearing it apart trying to find this one box.
Yeah.
So every year we just do something to torment our kids
Sure.
with the present.
Clearly with the black eyes at Christmas.
It's all about
Yeah.
torment. Guys, you're on the other side. You're probably still getting gifts from mom and dad and stuff.
Santa, of course, Santa.
And Santa. Sorry. And Santa, obviously.
I'm a good boy.
Yeah. I've been good this year. Come on now. But, I mean, you're also adults. I don't know why I did that, because you are adults. Yeah, I don't know about that. But you're adults, so I'm sure you've also had, these adult outings where maybe you've shared with, golf just had, you guys had your team outing last, your team Christmas last night, so.
I
Again,
would say
better to give or receive.
giving, just because you know what that person likes, and just to see their reaction when they open it, it makes you feel good, so you kind of get something in return.
Yeah.
But
What did you guys do? Did you do White Elephant?
We did Secret
joke gifts
Santa.
or actually okay, Secret Santa? Okay.
yeah, so everybody had somebody else, and then
So you actually got them nice gifts and stuff.
yeah.
All right. Spoiled one over here. Only child.
Yeah, only child. Definitely early on it was receiving. However, and I love my mom to death, she is terrible to do around the holidays because she will come home and say, hey, I bought myself these slippers. It's my Christmas gift. Don't worry about it.
Oh, jeez.
I'm just like, thanks. Great. So definitely
mine back.
I had to then kind of go and figure out something she would like. So I definitely accept it as a challenge and like doing that more,
Yeah.
just because otherwise she'll literally just buy all the stuff. She's like, I'm good.
Yeah.
No, that's not the point.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I've moved to giving mostly because of her.
Sure. Okay.
I mean, I enjoy giving, especially like, I do what I can,
Yeah.
to be able to just give everybody something small, and like talking about this receiving a little bit last couple of years, a gift of mine was just helping out getting a plane ticket
Right.
home. So that's
Sure.
always just been like a huge blessing. It's been nice to be able to actually go home and celebrate the holidays with my family and everything. And but yeah, definitely giving, especially if it's even something small that you can just kind of give everybody with what you have. So
And Jared already said that. I mean, looking back with my years, it's not whether it's big or small, but if it's thoughtful,
Yeah.
So I don't think that because it's small, it's not an appreciated gift. If it's
No, that's-
something the person wants.
That's
Yeah.
100% when you get like when the kids make their little ornaments from school or whatever, and maybe from an outside be like, oh, that's a piece of crap, but like no, it's the kids made it. That's so
Right.
awesome. Like
Yeah.
they poured so much effort into it, and they're really excited about it, and yeah, it's
Yeah.
really cool. So I don't know. I assume AJ makes cute stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, with AJ's first Christmas, I bought like a little kit you get at like a Hallmark store, and you could like make a handprint one.
Sure, yeah.
Made a
Yeah,
handprint
yeah.
one, gave it to Emily, and I was like,
Yeah.
score.
Boom.
Didn't have to spend $1,000
Done.
on diamonds or whatever.
Okay, Mo.
Mine is definitely giving. I mean, even when I was younger, and would be at the store, and like my mom would be like, okay, you have this person, this person, this person. No one look in each other's cards, kind of thing. I always struggled receiving presents because I'm like, I don't need it. I don't need it.
Right.
Even from like really young age, and then yeah, it's always been giving for me. I like when people light up
Yeah.
from thoughtful gifts.
Okay. So in line with that, what's the best gift you've ever given? I think a few of you kind of answered this a little bit, but or received for that matter. I mean, Jared, yours would probably be, unless you get Lakers courtside tickets, I'm guessing that would probably trump, getting to fly home. But I'm sure, I'm kidding that. But best gift ever given, best gift ever received.
It was
or anything memorable. I guess.
It was
That would be
the
one.
best gift I ever got was Kerry Collins Carolina Panthers jersey. I wore that thing like forever after
Yeah.
that. I mean, it was like the numbers, they were, by the time, like, 2 years later, it was like there was no numbers on there because they'd just been washed so many times it just wore off. But it was awesome. Carrie Collins.
Nice.
Gary Collins, big time.
My mom and dad. My dad was married once before, and so I have 3 older brothers.
Okay.
And all of us kids got together, and all took pictures with their kids, and me and my sister were in the same picture. And then we framed my parents' wedding photo, and then put together these other photos. So there was 5 of them, and in the first photo it said worlds with like my brother's family, my next brother's family's best mom and dad.
Mm-hmm.
And then we put it around their wedding picture and like put it up for Christmas Day around like in our like main room.
Yeah.
My mom like started bawling. It was
Sure.
great.
Yeah, good time. Yeah, I did that, something similar, for my dad a couple, I don't know how many years ago now. But anyhow, went into our back 40, so, you know, this is very much an Iowa term.
Yeah.
Went back into the woods behind our house, anyhow, and we had just a big chunk of wood, and actually Gary Christopher here at William Penn laid it down and everything, and engraved all of his brothers and sister name on it and stuff, and yeah, waterworks. It was pretty sweet. Well, anyway, so lays it down into a bat, I should say. I should have finished that, into a long wooden bat, and it had all of the names on it. He was, and his parents' names. So yeah, it was pretty sweet. We were pretty impressed with ourselves. So Glenn's thinking hard, but
Yeah.
Justin, I think Justin was.
I
good.
think receiving, it's tied between one of the PlayStation, the 3 or the 4 that I got, or Star Wars Republic gunship from Episode 2,
Ooh.
Lego, because Legos were the best thing forever, and I would probably still be super excited if I got a Lego.
Yeah.
Best gift I gave was last year. I worked it out with my friend's wife, to have her order what are the mixers? The pro ones.
I don't know.
KitchenAid.
KitchenAid mixer,
Yeah, I was like,
which my mom really wanted, and then I went and got it from her, snuck into the house, and then we stuck it. We had my mom go into the front room, and I secretly brought it into our kitchen and put it. It's a huge box,
Oh, yeah.
but she thought she was getting a new phone, and so we have her come in, and she's completely oblivious. Walks past this huge box and
really?
starts looking at all the cabinets
Looking for something small.
for a cell phone, and then she finally turns around and goes, "Oh, there's a box," and she was really excited.
There you go. Cool.
It's funny.
It's a hard question.
Yeah.
I feel like giving anything I give to my grandma, anything like that. There was this one year where my mom's brother has 2 sons too, so there's 4 of us, 2 girls, 2 boys, and my aunt had this quilt made with a picture of all of us, and she just opened it, cried. It was great, but yeah.
Very cool.
I
I mean, anybody jump in. I don't know who's the
so-
answer, and everybody's going to answer a little bit.
I don't know, it's kind of a hard one for me. I'm kind of just thinking because I just get like, obviously I'm getting like birthdays and
Right.
whatever I get, like birthdays or Christmas, I'm getting it all kind of mixed up. But I just think it's important just to give your time,
Yeah, right.
like just being there, being present, talking to your family, spending time with your family, especially being away for 5 years. You know, over these last 5 years, you just realize, you know, how important time is to spend with your family. So just being there, you know, not being on your phone,
Exactly.
you know. I talk about watching a Laker game, whatever, but you do that as a
But you do
family.
it together, yeah.
And so, you know, just giving your time and just, you know, being present and just, yeah, being with your family.
The gift of presence versus
Yes,
presence.
yes. I like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
That's good.
I would say the
T,
best,
not TS.
probably the best present I ever got that I can think of as being a great present is probably about 15. I got a dirt bike. It wasn't new, but it was new to me, a dirt bike
Yeah.
and stuff. Probably the best one. Every year I do something to surprise my wife, and she's like, you were saying, no, I don't get anything, but I always find 2 or 3 things that she wants but won't admit to, and try to surprise her and gift her with. But the best one beyond my daughter's cell phone is probably 2 years after that, we got her a car for Christmas. And it was a used car, but for her, it was her
It was a
car.
car,
And we hid it down the street so she didn't even know
I
about
was going
it.
to say, where did you hide that?
Yeah, we
Put
hid
it in
it
the
down
cupboard,
the
you
street.
know?
Yeah. We had it down the street that morning and put it in the driveway. And so she opened a box with a car key in it. And it's like, what's this little box? Oh, it's jewelry, you know. And we put up to the end because it was the smallest box.
Yeah.
And then she opened it, there's a car. Oh my God, there's a car. And where is it? She ran outside and she was just so excited.
And then she was mad because you guys got her jalopy instead of brand new. Alright. Holiday pop culture. Talking movies, talking songs, talking everything.
Christmas Eve with the kids, we watch White Christmas.
Okay.
The traditional White Christmas. The kids go to bed. It's National Lampoon Christmas Vacation every year. And
Hence the sweatshirts right there.
Oh, I know.
This was one of my best gifts I ever gotten from Jody. We got our matching. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Those are our two movies every year.
Yeah, for sure. I've still never seen White Christmas. I don't know what's wrong with it.
Oh.
I've
got it on disc, but you borrowed from me.
Okay, I'll have to. I hadn't seen It's a Wonderful Life until about a handful of years ago.
Yeah.
We always watched that.
By far my favorite
younger,
movie.
we would watch that every year.
Yeah.
I always thought it was kind of a dumb movie though. Like being a kid, I'm just like, what are we watching? Like, what's going on? Like, where's the action?
Yeah, right.
But then now watching it, it's like, oh, okay, we used to watch that. You
Die
appreciate
Hard when you were growing up.
Yeah.
Miracle on 5th Street?
34th.
34th Street, yeah.
Yeah.
It's always a classic.
Yeah. It's a Christmas Story, or not?
Mhm.
It's a
Christmas
Christmas Story.
Story.
That's right. Not It's a Christmas Story. Christmas Story. Obviously, and I think they still do that on TBS 24.
Yes,
Christmas Story. And I loved that. I
almost-
thought that was so cool. Like when I was
It's
a teenager, I'm
almost
like,
getting
this
bad,
is so
though.
dumb. Like, why are we all day for that?
Like I
that
still
movie? And
love that movie, but it's
yeah.
like they play it all the time.
Well, why
and it's
do
like,
it? Yeah, why do it
it's
for
like-
24 hours? I'm like, okay, guys, that's a little over.
Classic.
Hanukkah movies.
Oh, 8 Crazy Nights.
8 Crazy Nights. Yeah,
The
right.
Hanukkah song.
Hanukkah song.
Adam
Adam
Sandler.
Sandler.
I mean, if it wasn't for Adam Sandler, I don't know if there would be any pop culture.
He made Hanukkah
Jewish.
mainstream.
Yeah, he did. He's actually got 2 versions, doesn't he? He has the second Hanukkah song.
Not-
He did.
Yeah.
Trust me. I know more about it than you do. Any other movies? I mean, we've
The Grinch.
there's-
Yeah, the Grinch.
Classic.
Okay.
Watch it.
All the
The
time.
old Grinch,
All the
the
time.
original
No.
Grinch, the animated,
Yeah.
the new animated, the Jim Carrey in the
No,
middle.
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey in the middle. I'm sorry, that one I can watch all the time.
Yes, I
crack
watched
up.
it last
All the
night, and
time.
he absolutely killed that.
It still
So
holds up.
good.
It's 20 years old almost,
So
and it's
good.
still
So
it's
funny.
totally
Yeah, they
holds
can't.
up.
They can't. That's why they had to go animated now
Yeah.
because they can't redo
Nobody
that.
can beat that.
That's
so good.
But the Grinch in that movie terrifies my son.
Oh,
Like,
really?
oh yeah. Well, I mean, he
Well,
like
I mean,
pops
he's
out
pretty-
like
pretty
he's
intense
kind of
at times,
creepy
yeah.
at times.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
and it's
totally.
like, ugh.
Here,
Yeah,
kids.
I just-
Take
yeah,
this.
that-
Run real fast with it now.
Right. Yeah.
It's a chainsaw.
Yeah. Right. Other ones. Obviously, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. You can't.
Classic.
Every time. That's literally why I love decorating my house. My dad's always like, I don't understand why you did like the lights and everything. That must have skipped a generation because I guess my grandpa really loved to decorate too. And I'm like, well, but I'm like, I honestly think I am channeling my inner Clark Griswold when it comes, that time. Like, I want to do it, but then I get really cheap, and I'm like, I can't imagine the switch being flipped. Having to spend I don't know how many hundreds of dollars he had to spend to light his house. I look at our December Christmas bill and I'm like, oh my gosh, no, but I still do it. But
All the Santa Claus movies are good.
Santa Claus movies are great. Favorite one?
The first one.
The
First one, I think. Yeah, I mean, I like the
Yeah.
They
others.
start to
The
get
turkey.
kind of.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Okay.
Die Hard's good.
But okay, so we had this debate: is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
It's set at Christmas.
Well, I know, but there's tons of movies that are set at Christmas.
Yeah.
Step Brothers.
Yeah, Step Brothers has Christmas parts. Yeah.
Harry Potter. It's Christmas.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I'm not.
no.
I'm not really debating because it
Yeah.
is. It's totally done during Christmas time or whatever. But what's the meme? It isn't Christmas until what's his name falls off the Nakayama towers or whatever.
Sure.
I'm looking at you because I assume you knew. You don't know. Whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Okay. Any other movies that are really special to you guys? That you're like, I gotta watch it.
We
or just
sometimes pull out Polar Express at some point.
Polar Express?
Oh yeah, it's a
Yeah.
good one.
Solid. Going way back and watching old Frosty the Snowman,
Oh, yeah.
Rudolph the Red. I mean, you're watching the claymation.
Rudolph, yeah.
Claymation Christmas.
What?
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, any of the claymation movies. So
Yeah.
Rudolph or
Frosty.
no, Frosty wasn't a claymation.
No.
I'm thinking of there's something about Santa Claus. Oh, it's Santa Claus is coming to town. I think it's what it's
Sure,
called.
yeah.
That was another claymation. I mean, looking back at it, it's like they were pretty cheesy.
Yeah.
But that's what they started with. That's where it all came from.
Do you guys remember the animated movie and all these these toys wanted to get bought in a toy store? There's this really grumpy old man who owned the toy store, and the toys left to try to go find their humans.
Yeah.
What movie is that called?
I don't know. But I was
I have it on
actually
VHS in Oregon.
Big Al's Toy Barn and Toy
Right
Story?
there you go. Yeah, I mean, Toy Story is a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking, I was going to open with this actually, but we are like the Island of Misfit Toys. Or not, but I mean,
Yeah.
we're the Island of Misfit Toys. We're coming together and blah, blah, blah. Another Rudolph. That's Rudolph.
Mm-hmm.
Reference, yeah. Okay.
Elf.
Elf.
Oh,
Oh.
right. Thank you.
Yes.
Classic.
Tremendous. I don't know. We looked it up last week. I was going to do a top 10 list, and we were going to read it off.
Home Alone.
Home Alone.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Totally. Home Alone, way better than Home Alone 2.
Yeah.
Home Alone 3.
What does it say? Home Alone 2 is the more Christmassy one, I think,
Yeah.
right? But
Well,
Or
Home
do they
Alone's
both
all
have it in their
Christmas,
little-
yeah. Yeah, that's where I fell in love with Rocking Around the Christmas Tree song. That Brenda Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, anyway, so segues right into that. Favorite Christmas songs?
Last Christmas.
Feliz
That's
Navidad.
Jody's favorite. too? Feliz Navidad. All I think when I hear that song is I think of Taco John's commercials. That's what I mean. Please, no. You gotta leave? You got class?
Yeah, I have class.
We've been
I
talking
also
that
have
long?
class.
I'm
It's
sorry.
12:30.
We've been talking
It's like
forever.
an hour.
All right, we're gonna wrap this up real quick as the ladies have to actually go to class.
I
And
do
you guys
too.
probably have to teach, so, well, I didn't realize we talked that long. I figured we were gonna talk a long time. I didn't think about that long. So, anywho, well, for whoever actually stuck around watching it for this long, I appreciate it. I had a lot of fun. I just wanted to, talk it up and see what everybody else had for traditions. And, in the end, we all know it's, a great time to spend with family, and I fully enjoy it, and it's the best time of the year. But thank you guys so much for coming in for a long time. I wasn't gonna say a little time, but a long time. So when we come back, Justin and Jared will continue to join me. We'll preview and recap last week's games and this week's games. So you're inside the playbook.
Well, wait, not to correct you. It's not just family.
Oh, we're not done yet.
But family and friends.
Family and friends, yes. You just like Thanksgiving, you can have a Friendsgiving, you definitely have a Friends Christmas and all of that too. So, all right, well, we have many things we can talk about in future years as well. Jared won't be able to join us, but anyway, we'll be back. Welcome back, Statesman Nation. Again, joined by Justin and Jared here. We're going to do this all in one shot since we actually didn't have a lot of action going on here at the end of the semester. So, first off, guys, we're going to recap last week's games, which really just turned out to be men's, women's doubleheader at Clark up in Dubuque on Monday, and nice little doubleheader sweep for the Statesmen. The women coming off hadn't really been playing that great, but really picked it up against number 19 Clark, which at the time was a top 25 matchup. We're now outside of the ranking, but beat them 69-62. Started slow, which you kind of expect. Hadn't played for a few days, plus it's right after Thanksgiving, et cetera, et cetera. But warmed up, had the game tied at half, and then Haley Molinex takes over in the second half. She had most of her 16 points in the second half. Team shot extremely well, 55% in the second half, 46% overall, and closed it out on a nice run. Ended up winning by 7, and it was a good victory for the ladies. Brenda Pennington with 20. Christmas of course, just to get into the show, had 11 off the bench as well. So I know Coach Williamson not 100% pleased with it, but he's never pleased with everything anyhow. So, but happy to beat a top 25 team like Clark, especially on the road like that.
Yeah, it was a good win for the Statesmen. You just mentioned top 25 victory. Clark, we saw him make a run in the national tournament last season. A very good team, have a couple of really good post players, some of the best in the conference. We did what we did. We came out and played well. Really, you mentioned Haley Molinex coming out in the second half. She just kind of took the bull by the horns, and that's something that the Statesmen have really needed.
Yeah.
And Brenda's going to come out and she's going to do her thing every night. She's going to fill the stat sheet. She's going to go out there, but we just need somebody to come in and just be able to really just take over a game. And maybe she inspires somebody else to step up next game. Kate Otello can go off at any moment. She can really shoot the ball, and it's a good win for them coming off a. We're not going to harp on it, but it wasn't a good loss against Grandview, and good for them to get back in the win column, and they're going to be fine. I mean, this team's going to figure it out. They're going to, their defense has been solid. The offense has just kind of been hot and cold at times, but that's basketball. You got to find ways to win. Offense is a very fickle thing, but if they continue to play good defense and just stick to the game plan, I think they'll be all right.
Yeah, definitely. All right, talk about that. Sorry, Justin, you want to add anything on that?
No, other than balanced attack, and that's what this team needs, because it's obvious that without Vashti from last year, which I didn't get to see, which is why I was like, wait, what's her name again? Without a dynamic playmaker, the team needs someone to step into the role. I've seen it covering Vanguard games because they've had a couple strong players that then struggle down the road and then they kind of don't know where to go. Right. This is the opposite problem. They have just good players all around and they need someone who's going to have to step up every night or be a big enough threat that other teams focus on them instead of Kate or instead of whoever's inside or something like that. So if you can get whoever it is to step up, it will open things up for this team, and then as Jared said, they'll be great.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's just so much balance with this team, but again, somebody will have to step up. They can't just come off and say, all right, we're good enough with just 6 points a night from you. No, somebody's going to have to come up every night and be that star, per se, and come up with a 15 to 20 point effort, and then if everybody still has their normal 6 to 8, it'll be fine. It'll be more than fine. And I think there's plenty of individuals that will do that, so. All right, the guys' side, like I said, finish off the doubleheader sweep.
Yeah, the guys, they came out a little flat, actually, right out the gate. They surrendered the first 10 points of the game, so they were down 10-0. As noted, the coaching staff refused to call a timeout. We see that pretty often with this coaching staff. They let them really play through. They trust the offense, to trust that they're going to get things together. So they didn't panic. They didn't call a timeout. They just let them play through. And that's what you're going to have to do if you're going to have to, if you want to make a run in the national tournament or in the Hart tournament, you're going to have to allow your team to really play through these situations and kind of take your licks and find a way to adjust on their own. You have to put the ball is in their hands. You got to.
Yeah, they're the one playing at that point. I mean, the coaches can only do so much. They will have to figure it out on their own. They're part of it for sure.
Yeah, so they allowed them to go out there and they make the necessary adjustments, and they did. They ended up after that. They ended up going on a 13-2 run to put themselves on top. It was really back and forth the first half. The guys finished the half strong. They finished the half on a 10-3 run but they still trailed at the half 40-35.
No, they were leading.
Oh, they led 40-35 at the break, so that run helped put them on top. And then from there, the second half just really came out and put it away with about 8:15 left. Brandon Faison hit a big three, and that opened it up to double digits. And from there, the Statesmen went on to take a 99-84 victory. Kamari Newman had an incredible game shooting the ball. He was 9 for 15 from the field overall and 7 for 10 from deep. He ended up with 32 points. Was also a perfect 7 for 7 at the free throw line. So it's something that I think they need to improve on a little bit. Is just getting the ones that are free. Coach talked about we make some of these free throws. I mean, these scores can get up to like 130, 140 if
we're shooting instead of 65% where we're at now. Yeah. If we even got to 70%, it would make such a huge difference. Yeah,
and so there's things that still improve. The Statesmen are 10-1, but there's always things to improve on, and that's just one thing that they did shoot it well the other night. So maybe it's a sign of things to come. Another couple important stats here. Brandon Faison, 20 points off the bench. Him and Chance Crusoe have kind of been battling for, who's going to get a majority of the minutes. But when it comes down to it, both these guys are going to get their minutes.
Yeah, they're interchangeable in a lot of ways.
Yeah, and they both bring so many different things to the court. Brandon Faison's more of an offensive-minded point guard. He can really score well, and as well as facilitate. I mean, he's a great facilitator. Chance Crusoe brings a good defensive intensity and really facilitates. He's definitely a pass-first player. Which is what you want out of 2 point guards. Yeah. And then Dexter Hood, he had 16 points. Nate Gehring had 7 rebounds and 8 points. Eddie Daly had 8 points off the bench. Good overall team win. They outshot them 46% to 42%, including outshooting 44% to 33%. So really, there was the 3-point shooting that really came alive for the Statesmen. Good win.
Definitely. Yeah, and I think you had said earlier that the coaches were were nervous about Clark. They said, they're going to match up really well with us, and Clark has. It's a program that has definitely improved over the last few years, and they're getting better, and it's not an easy place to play. We had some issues up there last year, and so
it took us to the wire last year.
Yeah, so it was nice to come away with a solid victory, and in a very busy week that we'll talk about here in a second, with games still, 2 more games coming up later on this week.
And back to this game real quick. I think it was just a really, really clean game for the Statesmen. Take away that early 10-0 run. There wasn't a ton of turnovers. Shot the ball from the free throw line well. Shot the ball well overall. Played good defense. And Coach Henry even said, that was a complete team win.
Yeah.
Everybody got involved. Everybody did what they needed to do. And, it was on a Monday, kind of a weird day to have a game.
Yeah, and then,
especially coming off a holiday.
Yeah, holiday, exactly.
And, it's that's never easy. It's not you're used to playing on Wednesday and Saturday or Tuesday and Saturday, whenever it is, and have to come out Monday after it was kind of weird the way the schedule worked out, but it was a good win. Coach Henry was pleased.
Definitely. All right, we're going to, again, just get right into previewing this next week's game. So, Justin, since you've kind of been sitting there, you can talk about bowling for a little bit.
Yeah, bowling is on the road. They start first at, and I need to pull it up here, the Ebonite Warhawk Open, which is this weekend. Where is that one again?
It's in
Addison.
It's in Addison, Illinois.
Addison, Illinois, so just across the border to the state over there. And then the team will get to travel over the Christmas holidays. Mm-hmm. They will be going to Las Vegas, which a couple of them I'm sure will be happy to get out of the snow and down to where it's sunny and warm, though it could be a little cooler in Nevada during the winter break, so it's not guaranteed to be 80 or 90 or whatever it is, but there's a higher chance. But still, they will play in the Glenn Carlson Las Vegas Invitational the 18th and 19th, and then the Las Vegas Collegiate Shootout December 20th and 21st. Saw Nicole Kraft earlier today. She said one of the cool things about that is that they get to see a lot of teams they do not normally get to see, because it's teams from all over the place, not necessarily hard or Midwest teams or anything like that. So she said it's really fun. They always enjoy getting to go down there, and we'll see what happens. It's been a while since bowling's been in action, so a lot of practice, I'm sure, and perhaps that will achieve a little better results than their last outing, where I know both sides kind of came away saying we should have done a little better.
Yeah, and traditionally, especially with the Las Vegas trip, the team has done really well. That's kind of where the season has springboarded from. So hopefully, again, this year they can, have a nice trip out there and come away with at least, top 10 placings. And I mean, I know they've won the tournament out there before. I think the men did in the past. So they've had success out there and come back and be ready for the second half of the season.
Yeah, and I just know the bowling, both the bowling teams, they really enjoy going out there. They said it's a really fun atmosphere. It's a huge tournament, from what I understand.
It is,
a lot of teams, like you said, a lot of teams you don't normally see.
Yeah, they're a little bit different. I think the Glenn Carlson's a really big one, and Las Vegas is smaller. It's vice versa. They're not the same. Most of the teams play in both of them, but they don't. Not everybody plays in both.
Yeah.
So one of them's really
I just heard that they have a lot of fun. You're in Las Vegas. I mean, obviously you're there to play and everything, but there's some time to relax, hang out by the pool, all that good stuff. So,
which you wouldn't normally get to do here.
Yeah,
for sure. All right. Talk about a couple double headers now for women's basketball and men's basketball. Graceland tonight, and then Evangel on Saturday. Graceland, that's William Penn alum, and Frank Howell that leads that program. They haven't won in the Heart yet this year, but they're always a bit of a tough team. They've given some other squads a good battle, just come up short, 0-5 right now, and William Penn just needs to take care of business, especially at home. Just get on the Yellow Jackets early, hopefully be able to rest some players, since you're coming back on the less than 48 hours later, having to take on Evangel on Saturday. And then Evangel, this is a very, very up-and-coming team, very strong the last year and this year with a new coach. I think Megan Lusinger, I think is her name. They already upset Central Methodist. They're undefeated in conference play, although I think their schedule is a little deceiving, or their record is a little deceiving, because their schedule hasn't been that tough, minus that Central Methodist game. So be a really good test for the ladies. A lot of their offense looks to run through the post, so you got to look at Christmas Polk and Autumn Voigt and Bailey Reardon, maybe Olivia Usher. Anybody that's playing in the post is going to have to be on their game for we're going to come away with that victory, and technically it'd be an upset at this point with their ranking versus ours right now. And then the team takes a couple weeks off and they get back a little bit early from break, and they're already at a pre-New Year's tournament out at Judson on the 30th and 31st. So trying to knock off some rust and lose a couple pounds off of that, the ham and the Christmas cookies and all of that. So they'll be playing those couple days, and then they're ready to go for a very, very busy second half of the season.
Yeah, and then for the ladies, these are a couple big games. Graceland got to take care of business at Evangel, just another big game. Like I said, chance to rest some ladies tonight, and then,
hopefully.
Yeah, and then you also get an opportunity to see what some of these other players can do if they're able to get extended minutes. Players you don't see get a ton of minutes, but have somebody that comes to mind is Journey Ogman. She's quietly kind of been getting a couple more minutes a game, and just maybe she gets in the rotation tonight and see what we can really do. See if she is able to contribute and help the Statesmen down the stretch.
Yep, definitely. Talking about the men, same two opponents coming up tonight and Saturday.
Yeah, a couple teams that are over 500, kind of in the same spot, kind of hovering around 500. Graceland's 5-4, 3-2 in the heart. They've really played better as of late. I think they've won 4 straight.
Yeah, 3 or 4 straight.
Yeah, 3 or 4 straight. So they're kind of peaking right now, coming here. Guys just gonna have to, if they play a lot like they played against Clark, they're gonna beat most teams. And at the home crowd tonight, everybody's back.
It's ugly Christmas sweater.
Yeah, ugly Christmas sweater night.
Contest night. So.
Yeah. So everybody should come out to that, and should be a good one. Just 2 years ago they won the national title. I mean, sure that still, sits in our coaching staff's mind a little bit. We want to go out there. We want to take care of business against these guys. We'll see where it takes. They usually have a couple guys that can match up with us pretty well.
Yeah, they're gonna be a solid team.
So. Yeah, we'll see what the Yellow Jacks got. And then Evangel, solid team as well, 6-4, 3-2 as I'd mentioned. Good team. Saturday, just gotta continue to take care of business and continue to play good basketball. Limit the turnovers, limit our turnovers, force turnovers, and get out in transition and play statesman basketball.
Yeah, and then the guys are off until after break. They don't have any holiday games or anything there, so. Be a lot quieter for them, and they'll need to knock off some rust real quick come January. And then finally, the wrestling team, have a couple events this weekend, and then they'll also be off for about a week and then finish up pre-holiday. But they start with Baker. Baker come to town for a duel on Friday. It'll technically be our actual first duel at home this year since Waldorf forfeited to us last month. Still, just really haven't seen enough of this team to know what we have, because they just haven't had, the Grandview Open was really good, and we just didn't have anybody go real deep into a bracket. Same thing with Augsburg, and we just haven't had a lot of opportunities to see, what's on the mat there. So that'll be a really good test. Baker just took on Grandview last night, and I think it was only 27-15, and Grandview was definitely the best team in the NAIA, so they were able to give them a good fight. They're a top 10 program, so see what we got on Friday. And then Simpson invite on Saturday over in Indianola. Smaller tournament compared to Grandview and Augsburg, so I'm looking that hopefully we get a lot more people high on the podium there, and get really deep into the brackets. And then the team finishes up with the Missouri Valley Duels, so it'll just be the top 10 guys or so going, and that's on the 17th down in Marshall, Missouri. And again, then they hit the road hard come January, where they're going to have every week's going to be multiple events, duels, tournaments, etc. So this will be a good precursor for what they're getting ready for the rest of the year. All right, anything else, guys?
Indoor track and field.
Indoor track and field.
Saturday.
Thank you. Saturday.
St. Ambrose.
Frigid B class.
Frigid B.
In Davenport.
That's right.
So get to see them in action.
Yep.
I know you said that.
Coach Reason.
Yeah, Coach Reason. sorry, Coach Reason. That he's really excited for both these teams on both sides, the women and the men.
Yeah, previews are now on YouTube with Wade and Coach Reason.
There you go.
And the write-up will be out tomorrow.
That's right.
Yes.
So
So yeah, I mean, there's gonna be a lot of individuals competing there, just to give them a little bit of an idea what they're going to have for the rest of the year. Hopefully, everybody stays eligible and healthy, and they're able to continue to compete next semester. So it's a little weird. I mean, you're going to get an idea of what you have, but it might not be the same team you have next year or next semester, and you might have more people, hopefully, that can join the crew. But yeah, there's a lot of individuals that could right out of the gate qualify for nationals already this Saturday. So
yeah, and I know
We'll see.
Coach Z is also extremely excited. He typically handles the sprinters and all that, and he was, a big the 4x100 team that was
All-American. Yeah.
All-American last year. I know he played a huge role in that. So see if they can keep that up, and he's really excited. And Coach Z, he's ready to get after. He's been restless working with these guys day in and day out. So guys and girls, day in and day out.
Yeah, a lot of excitement. Yeah, a lot of really good sprinters. People that are pushing Kayla music too. So we'll just see what that.
Yeah, there's so many things in track and field that you don't. Yeah, I mean, you don't really.
But
know
I think our
what you have
strength
to get out there and compete.
I think our strength will be the sprints this year on both sides. So it'll be interesting to see again right out of the right away who might be able to qualify and put out some big numbers, low numbers for that matter. So anyway, I think we're good everywhere else. When we come back, and we won't be back until next month, and then we'll be talking very soon after that, volleyball, men's volleyball, and before
Baseball,
that,
softball,
we're gonna have
lacrosse.
baseball and softball and lacrosse and golf again. So I mean, it's all flying down, coming down the pipe. So all right, until next month, everybody have a great holiday season, whatever holiday you are celebrating. And just hopefully you get to spend a lot of time with family and friends. Enjoy your time, be safe, and until next time, go Statesman.
Happy holidays and happy
Go
New Year.
Statesman,
Yes,
here.
Peace.